So thanks a lot, Hardeep, for coming to our BTI office. We had a day full of relevant interactions, especially on what features work in India, what don't. And I appreciate you sort of addressing our talent. And this collaboration will only intensify as we collaborate more with BMW India, not only globally but also specific to India features. Um, so let me. I think we'll keep this conversational. It's a very informal sort of setup. The idea is to sort of capture your insights and ensure that we can take your insights out to the talent at large, out within and outside of BTI. So let me start with the first question. You've had a stupendous career across multiple OEMs. At this stage in your career, what inspired you to take this leap of faith and join BMW Group?
So, firstly, thank you, Aditya, for having me. I think it was a wonderful opportunity to see BMW TechWorks. I think we have heard a lot about it, but coming and seeing it in flesh and blood, I think it's amazing. And very happy to see the kind of energy the team brings here. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm so happy that I came in while a bit late, but never better late than never. Coming to your question, BMW has always been an inspirational brand. And while I just joined now, but I've been dreaming it forever. So maybe you can say that what I manifested many years back, it has come true now. So I think the delay was at BMW's end and not at my end. I would have loved to join this brand many years back, but I'm glad that, I had a couple of, good experiences, worked with some brands like Maruti Suzuki and Kia, which were very, very successful in India market, and some not so successful brands, which I don't want to name. But, when you work with when you see both sides of the story, then you really know what works for the brand and what doesn't work for the brand. While the customer profile changes, the circumstances do change. But I think the fundamental of business, it remains the same, whether it is a mass market brand or a premium brand or a luxury brand. It more or less remains the same. So I'm really looking forward to this journey to put my experience into action and become the number one brand in India. We are very close to the number one brand, but we want to become number one brand and sustain it at the top.
Wonderful. A related question. I think you've already spent now more than 100 days. Yeah, you've crossed the first 100-day milestone. What's been your learning reflection? And when you add your market insights, what do you think is BMW's strategy for India specifically going to look like in the next 3 to 5 years?
My first impression is fantastic. I think people are great. The quality of people is far better than what I've seen in the rest of the industry. One thing which really stands out in BMW Group is the collaboration, the culture of collaboration, which I've not seen such a strong collaborative culture. And I think that's a very, very strong point because people don't shy away from reaching out to each other because it comes very naturally to everyone. And I think that's the right way to work because otherwise, you have so many verticals in an organization, and unless you have this basic trait of collaboration, it's not easy to work in large organization like BMW. Not only within India, you need to collaborate. You need to collaborate with the Munich as well. So it is very, very important that this trait will be very critical in our success. Coming to the strategy for next 3 to 5 years, the first strategy is electrification. What we see is that there's a general perception that luxury segment is more expensive to maintain. The fuel efficiency is not great. Now, what does electrified cars do, right? There is no running cost. The maintenance cost is completely taken care of because, there are no moving parts in the cars. So that has already given us 246% growth this year, and we contribute a lot to electrification in this year's growth. Number two, in India, premium and luxury is mostly chauffeur driven. Of course, people drive themselves as well over the weekend, but when they're driven around, they want the rear seat comfort. Right. And for that, there are two things. They want all the controls at the back seat, and also they want a lot of space at the back seat. Now we are moving to a long wheelbase strategy, wherein we are getting our products from China, and they're all long wheelbase because China behaves very similar to India in terms of uh, customer behavior. So that is also giving wherever we have a long wheelbase, the contribution is almost 50% coming from those cars. The number three is, I think, as I said, while we are moving towards electrification, cost of ownership is very important for the customer. How do we make sure that we minimize the cost of ownership for the customers so that he doesn't have that apprehension? Last but not least, BMW is a very strong brand in India. We need to continue to build on the brand because that's what customer really associates with, and he want to be part of the iconic brand which is there. And how do you uh, keep building on it? We have a lot of events that we do which are related around luxury, and people get this fantastic experience and they get closer to the brand. So this, in a nutshell, would be our strategy to really unlock India.
Wonderful. So we discussed electrification. We discussed India-specific features, as especially for passengers on the rear seat, including long wheelbase. We discussed total cost of ownership, and we discussed about really endearing customers to the brand and activities around it. I think, and I also want to reflect on the first point that you made, the joy of working with our colleagues, not only in Munich, but globally, and the culture of candor.
Yeah.
I think we do have, even in our day-to-day working, a lot of what we call unfiltered, passionate debate.
Yeah.
Which are essential for moving the business forward. And at the same time, we do realize that we are dealing with different cultures. So we do have culture sensitization, intervention on both the sides. And I think it's worked out well so far. Switching gears and talking about BMW and BMW TechWorks India, BTI. How do you see the two companies collaborating in the future?
Today the cars are becoming more and more software driven, right? Unlike the earlier times when the cars were mechanical, I think today cars are, more software driven, right? And everybody wants a connected car where you don't have to do anything. You just give a command and everything pops up. And I think this is just the right time that BMW TechWorks has started work in India, with software becoming more and more important in a car. I think having an access to BMW TechWorks will make not only our life easier, but I think globally for BMW. Of course, it is an advantage because I can pick up a phone and tell you, Aditya, this is what I want, and hence this can really make life easier. So whether it is ADAS, whether we have the connected screens, whether it is a voice commands which are required in the car, so on and so forth. I think this is the best thing that could have happened to BMW in India, that TechWork has started operations. And being, you being an Indian yourself and your team working from India, I think India will get more attention, and you would at least keep the Indian consumer in mind when you're building all the software related programs. Not only global, but I think India will be at the center of that. And I think that is a big advantage for BMW in India. So we're really looking forward to collaborate with the TechWorks to mesmerize our consumers in India.
Absolutely. And I think, as you rightly said, while we work on global programs, I think what's really special is how we can unlock India.
Yes. Yeah.
Because India is a country with lots of potential.
Yeah.
When it comes to luxury and premium segment, we really collectively need to do a lot more to improve the adoption rate. And all the enablers that you mentioned before, total cost of ownership, electrification, feature-led progress is something that we would really look forward to partnering. Again, keeping both these companies in mind, what would be your message to tech professionals, and why should they join the BMW Group or BMW TechWorks India?
So I think firstly, if you look at the culture of BMW or the DNA of BMW, we talk about joy, we talk about precision. So I think this is at the core of BMW, right? And I also spoke about collaboration as well. Having been in the organization for 100 days, more than 100 days, I really feel that the warmth in the people, but very nice. I think to build such a great culture, it takes many years. So any new, software professional or a professional who can work in TechWorks, I think this is a great opportunity. You don't find such cultures everywhere, right? This is so rare. The amount you spoke about candor. I mean, how many organizations in India you can say that you can speak freely in an organization? There's a culture of collaboration, and on top of that, you are not only because in India we all know what is to be done, but how do you learn the German precision? How do they think? I think it's a very rare combination that you also get immersed in a German style. You have strengths from the and being an Indian professional. You also learn from the Germans how to work more precisely. So I don't think any other organization can give such a huge kind of experience to a professional, which a BMW TechWork can do. So, as regards the professionals here, I think they really need to think out of the box. They should not limit themselves about it because India is the hub. Now, India will decide how the software is going to work. So, world, I would say, world is their playground now. So they should go loose. Of course, they should keep the DNA in mind that how to work with the German precision while giving the output. So I think they should just go all out and build the best softwares in the world for BMW.
Wonderful. And I think the very opportunity to contribute to a product like BMW in our reading has really driven a lot of talent to consider us and join us. So, thanks for sharing that.
And so now it's my turn, Aditya. I think you asked me a lot of tough questions, and let me see if I can ask you a bit tougher questions than this.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah, maybe not. Okay, so if I look at, it's been more than a year for BMW TechWorks in India, and you are growing at a very fast pace. So, and I can see your manpower is doubling every couple of months. So, what are the key driver for growth for you at BMW TechWorks?
Right. I think we've had a really exciting run. It's been more like a year now that we started our operations in 3 cities all at once. Within this year, as we speak now, our headcount is more than 1,300, very high caliber resources.
Okay.
And there are sort of, multiple reasons that came together on why we grew and why we will continue to grow. One is the sheer faith of BMW in India and the talent and the skills in India. Ever since our hub was announced, we have seen a lot of demand coming from BMW, new feature teams, new projects, new applications to be kickstarted in India. So huge appetite. And this, while we talk about number of headcounts, that's not really the metric that we follow internally because ultimately we need to create value. We need to push the boundaries of what software development can do for BMW vehicles. So it is the complexity of the projects that we are also getting. So when we speak to the talent outside, it's important for talent because there is no dearth of competition.
Yeah, absolutely.
To understand what is the quality of job, what is the profile of the job. Is it innovative? Is it letting them push boundaries? So that was certainly a factor. So this is really on the demand side, very healthy demand, not only in terms of headcount, but also the richness of job. Then we talk about the supply side.
Yeah.
So when we talk about the sheer number of people who saw these positions, they got excited by what they could do in BMW, and people certainly applied in hoots, right? So there is this supply side. What also helped was we are a BMW and a Tata Technologies joint venture, and it's a value-driven company, just like our shareholders. People understand that it's a value-driven company. It has integrity and other values that talent really value. So that really helped us kind of have multiple people apply. And then, really the kind of product development experience, the kind of futuristic technologies that talent gets to work on, certainly helped because the word spread. And we sort of, it was a feedback loop. So we kept getting higher sort of expressions of interest. Third reason would be really, why we had the demand, we had the supply. The third engine really was the execution. And, we, right from the outset, when we started the company, we had, very high caliber 100-seat team members, and we kept growing that tribe. So we have a very decentralized way of assessing the job, assessing the skills it requires, and assessing the candidates. It's a very extensive process. We have a 7-step process because we really want people who are not only technically excellent, but who culturally fit with our values. There have been occasions when we have had superstar candidates, but they didn't make the cut because they were culturally not found in alignment how we want to operate as a company. But this whole engine has been run by, autonomous teams of experts, teams of talent acquisition professional, teams that onboard individuals. So we have given a lot of autonomy to our teams to make those localized decision making, and that has helped us to execute and meet this demand that was expected from us. So that really has been our journey so far, and we, like you said, we hope to continue to grow at an exponential rate in the years to come.
Great, and very interesting. So, looking at from a technology viewpoint, what are the kind of innovations that you are working on, which is going to really shape the future of mobility in India?
Great. No, thanks for the follow-up question. Ties back to the quality and richness of job. If we look at what we do in BMW TechWorks India, we have 3 lines of services. So maybe I give an example from each of these 3 lines. The first line, let's say, is automotive software. So, the kind of research-backed AI/ML model development work that we are doing is really going to redefine how people experience a BMW vehicle. A case in point would be the work our teams are doing in contextual AI or situational AI. What this would really mean is that once you step into your vehicle, and this is again a very high quality research project as an example, but the intent is once you step into your vehicle, your context and situation would be understood by the car. Your preferences, your history, your messages, your comfort criteria, and the car would sort of respond with a higher degree of accuracy. So this is one example from automotive software. And of course, we do a lot of innovative work in the domain of ADAS, in the domain of infotainment, in connected vehicles. But this was just one example. If I look at enterprise IT, and we call it digital company, again, we develop, we enhance, and we maintain some mission critical system. A case in point would be the customer brand sales and dealership system that we also maintain for BMW India, amongst other leading markets. Critical systems including production, logistics, supply chain, smart factories, or iFactory as we call it, where there is intervention of AI/ML to look at quality issues and being able to sort of alert ourselves in time. So all of these are backbone of what drives digital company. And we always say that digital company drives digital car. So it's important that we have the greatest and latest technologies across these 2 lines of services. Again, in digital company, there is a lot of focus on platforms. So, BMW is a huge organization. Platform approach across cloud, data, analytics, AI platforms is perhaps the only sensible way to sort of scale. And our teams contribute quite a bit to that. Now, the third line of service is more around mechanical engineering and mechatronics. And we have some super cool use cases that we are working on there. One is really virtualization. So can you sort of render a vehicle and create a digital twin and do your sort of stress testing and analysis on a virtual model. And that sort of course, shifts the development left. So it's sort of proper left shifting. It helps us not rely so much on physical prototypes. It's not only efficient from timeliness perspective, but also it's more effective and efficient from cost perspective, because the intent is to not use too many physical prototypes. That kind of work is being undertaken. So overall, I think, that is what sort of attracts talent to sort of join us, the richness of job.
Oh, fantastic. I didn't know prior to this discussion that, there's so much of work happening. I thought it's more restricted to software. I don't know, yeah, maybe it was more about the screen, but this is going way beyond that. That's really, very impressive. So tell me, as we all know that India is really an IT hub, right? And you have so much of competition around, starting from Infosys to Wipro and so on and so forth, and of course Tata's as well. So how do you really differentiate yourself at BMW TechWorks? How are you different than rest of these companies? That why should really talent come and join you?
Right. No, again, a pertinent question. I think, the talent in India is very mature. It's very aspirational. And what matters to them is the quality of work. And I'm being repetitive, but I think it really matters. When they join BMW, it is their gateway to see how product development really happens. Product development, product management. And this is really the secret sauce.
Yeah.
So when a talent comes and works on live projects, there is a very high product association. So they know that, let's say, the features they're developing, they can see those features when the car goes live, after SOP, as an example. So there is a very high product association. Even if somebody is working on digital company, there is either a direct or an indirect association with the vehicle. And that really is an inspiring force. Second is ownership. I think when somebody comes from another company, very often the feedback that we get is that in the previous companies, they couldn't choose their clients, right? So the engagement model is defined and designed by the client. And more often than not, clients don't want to give their secret sauce away.
Yeah.
So what talent ends up getting really is a set of instructions, right? They're not driving the product strategy. That's what we mean ownership, right? So whether you call it product ownership, outcome ownership, delivery ownership, here the talent, and it's a journey. It's not that every day we get product ownership from day one, but we have a maturity model where we know we track the outcomes, and where we are successful, we have the claim for product ownership. That really means that we define the product strategy, we define the requirements, and we completely own the DevOps part, which means we not only develop, let's say it could be an application or a feature or a product, we develop it, we enhance it, we also maintain it, which is the ops part. So it's really the end-to-end ownership that is one of the USPs, and not every company can claim to have it. Second reason would be, a related reason is, access to futuristic technologies. As you know, BMW has been leading the charge on everything, including software-defined vehicles. A case in point would be our upcoming new vehicle with panoramic display and, lots of other things, lots of other nice features. And talent gets to work on these futuristic technologies, right? And that's a big pull. Third reason would be, and I think we are just 1 year old, but the word is spreading. We are an organization for techies, right? In a steady state, we would have 95% of our headcount. So let me put it this way, 95% of our headcount would be software developers, right? And therefore, the entire processes, whether it is development process, whether it is administrative process, whether it's innovation process, is designed to enable and empower our developers, right? And it's a huge shift for any developer coming from other companies, that, this organization has a very aspirational career path for developers, right? Typically, what happens is in India, you start with a technical track, but people want to move to a managerial track because unfortunately we feel that technical track is not celebrated enough, right? And we want to celebrate our developers. So our talent management, our organization structure, our processes are centered around empowering software developers. So these would be three sort of primary axes. As a result of this, our talent also gets to undertake lighthouse projects, right? So we create innovation, and it's happened in other hubs. We are a little new, but a hub creates an innovation that's adopted by BMW globally. We aspire to be doing that, and we are hoping to start our own lighthouse innovation projects. So overall, these three factors, innovation projects or lighthouse projects, and the chance to work on mission critical systems is, I think, what our proposition is. And people, of course, working with us have embraced that, have noticed it, and the word is spreading. So that really helps our efforts to get in even brighter, hungrier people to join us.
And I think, when you are developing software or any other program in any other organization, it's going to be used by a very limited set of people, right? Whereas the cars are driven by each and everyone and across the globe, not in a specific organization, but it's across the globe. So you are touching lives of far more number of people and across different countries, which probably is very, very unique in this organization. Thank you, Aditya. I'm more learned after this interaction. And once again, thank you for having me. It was absolutely a fantastic day, and I really look forward to coming back again.
Thank you, Hardeep. And we look forward to continuing our interactions.
Absolutely.
And we're very excited with the growth that BMW has already had. And we wish that our brand grows stronger in the year to come. Thank you so much.
So let's collaborate together and grow together.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.